Hello dear students, based on thallus morphology, we have learnt that bryophytes are being divided into liverworts, hornworts and mosses. Yesterday we have seen liverworts and its examples. Today let us learn hornworts and mosses. They belong to the class Anthoceratopsida. Members belong to the genus Anthoceratopsida are examples of hornworts. Their thallus resemble that of liverworts, except that hornworts has horn-like structures, and because of this they are called horned liverworts. The horn-like structures are their spore-producing bodies called the sporophytes. The sporophytes in hornworts consist of a foot and a long sporangium. You can see there in the image I have mentioned the foot as well as the sporangia. When it gets matured, the sporangium splits longitudinally into two ribbon-like halves, that is liver hornworts. You can see here in the image it is clearly given how it is being splitted longitudinally into two halves. In Anthoceratopsida, there are mucilage filled cavities in the thallus. In this mucilage filled cavity, cyanobacteria like nostoc are present. The cyanobacteria supply nitrogen to Anthoceratopsida through nitrogen fixation. You can see here in the image. Let's see the sexual reproduction and the life cycle of hornworts. We will start from the germinating spores. Here the spore germinates into a small thallus called protonyma. The protonyma then grows into an adult thallus. In most of the members of the hornworts, the same thallus contains antheridia and archegonia. It contains both the sex organs, antheridia as well as the archegonia. These sex organs are seen just below the surface of the plant. The sperm from the antheridia reaches the egg in the archegonium with the help of water. The nuclei of the sperm and egg fuse to form zygote inside the archegonium. Then develops the sporophyte with foot, meristem and a long capsule or sporangium. When the spores mature, capsule splits longitudinally into two ribbon-like halves, releasing the haploid spores. You can see here, and elaters. The spores will then germinate first into a protonyma. The spores first germinating into protonyma, later into an adult gametophyte. Now let's move to the third group of bryophytes. They are mosses. Mosses belong to the class Muscopsida. Common examples of mosses are members belonging to the genus Funaria, Polytrichum and Sphagnum. As you can see, the plant body of the mosses are advanced than that of the liverworts or hornworts. The gametophyte or the main plant body consists of two stages. The first stage is protonyma stage. In this stage, spore germinates first into a small green filament-like structure called protonyma. You can see here, protonyma means the first thread. Protonyma grows into a creeping branched filamentous form called secondary protonyma. From the secondary protonyma, a lateral bud arises. This lateral bud grows into an upright slender axis bearing spirally arranged leaf-like structures. This is attached to the soil through multicellular and branched rhizoids. You can see the image. This leafy stage bears the sex organs. The sex organs, antheridia and archegonia, are produced at the apex of the T or the tip of the leafy shoots. You can see here. Antheridia and archegonia. Vegetative reproduction in mosses is by fragmentation and also by budding in secondary protonema. Now let's see the sexual reproduction and life cycle of mosses. Like before, we will start from the germinating spores. The spore will germinate first into a protonema and then into a young leafy gametophytic plant body. You can see here. The gametophytic plant body bears the sex organs, antheridia, which produce the male gametes or sperms, and archegonia, which produce the female gamete or egg. The sperm swims through the water and reaches the egg cell in the archegonium. You can see here. The nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form zygote inside the archegonium. So the nuclei of the sperm here and the egg fuse to form zygote inside the archegonium. The archegonium enlarges into a capsule or sporangium, which produces spores. So you can see here. This is called the sporophyte. It consists of a foot, setae and capsule. The foot of the capsule is covered by the leaf here. So you cannot see it in this picture. That's what you are not able to see the foot in this picture. Spores are formed after meiosis. Elaters are absent in the capsule of the mosses. But still, the mosses have an elaborate mechanism of spore disposal. When the capsule becomes mature and dry, first the covering of the capsule called the calyptra drops off. Calyptra is actually the remains of the archegonium. Then the lid of the capsule called operculum is shed. At this stage, you can see a ring of teeth surrounding the opening of the capsule called peristome. The peristome plays a role in regulating spore discharge. The peristome teeth bend outwards and spores fall out of the capsule. The released spores are then carried away by the air currents. Here is an image of the movement of peristome teeth. If you watch carefully, you can see the outward bending of the movement of the peristome teeth while the spore disposal. Finally, let's have a look at the economic uses of bryophytes. Some mosses provide food for herbaceous mammals, birds and other animals. Species of sphagnum is the main component of peat. Peat is a blackish or dark brown material which is the remains of the plants partly decayed in water. You can see here. Peat is then dried and dug and dried. Dried peat is widely used as fuel as well as for the domestic heating purposes. Sphagnum mosses have the capacity to hold water, and because of this they are used as packing material for transshipment of living material. For example, you can see here this orchid plant is planted in sphagnum moss. Mosses along with lichens are the first organisms to colonize rocks, and hence they have an important ecological role. They decompose rocks and help in the formation of soil, which supports the growth of higher plants. Mosses forms dense mats on the soil and thereby they reduce the impact of falling rain and prevent soil erosion. That's all for this video. In the next video, we will learn about pteridophytes. Thank you.